Water decides who eats who. This African proverb gives enough clues about the reason for the future war. So that the term spy particular, which means the cause of war in Latin and which is frequently used in diplomacy, will become metaphorically described in the near future. According to a report by the American National Intelligence Service in 2012, drinking water resources in the world will be unable to respond to demand by 2040. Even in 2030, the difference between water demand and supply will increase to 40%. As the negative impact of global warming on water resources has increased after 2040, water wars are predicted to be based on the door. This pessimistic but realistic prediction is Yemen, according to American intelligence. The Middle East, South Asia and North Africa are listed as regions where water scarcity will be felt most severely. By a decision of 28 July 2010, the UN recognized the right to access water as a basic human right, but it did not take a concrete step on this issue, as it did not solve many other global problems. It only publishes statistics. According to UN data, currently 884 million people in the world do not have access to safe drinking water. This number is expected to increase to 5.7 billion by 2050. This means 3/4 of the world population at that time. There is no solution proposal. Interest in bottled water sector is high. Let's not give a brand name, but companies, including many developed countries' companies managed by big capitals, have a considerable share in the industry. Big capitals has nothing to do with water. They have turned to a policy based on water production as it was established in a region with a water supply problem. It uses the groundwater more than once by treating it more than once. Although they do not need water for now, with the United Arab Emirates, Switzerland and Denmark are countries that use the same methods. One of the most important problems of bottled water brands is the lack of resources. Brands who want to grow may experience trouble due to scarce water resources. However, some companies can guarantee 20 to 30 years with their welding operations. It should be noted that 85% of the world's water is controlled by 12% of the world's population. The Asian continent, which contains 60% of the world's population, has 36% of the available water. In contrast, in South America, where only 6% of the world's population lives, there is 26% of usable water. The Amazon River alone accounts for 15% of the world's available water. The Middle East, however, is densely populated, but not fortunate because its water resources are scarce. Indeed, the water shortage is growing rapidly. Reichsbayer financing last year, the UN supported the preparation report says that 1 in 3 people in the world he lived in regions where he was scarce, and in 2050 demand for water will double, and agriculture will 74% of water used by people was writing that you would take it. Supplement to produce biofuel growing plants and more erosion, global that will cause drought and flood warming is also new on the possibilities of providing water. It will create pressures. According to the report, it's still a good one. It is possible to access enough water with planning. The facts: over 1 billion people outside the United States do not have access to clean, safe drinking water. 3.4 million people die each year from scarce and contaminated water sources. Millions of women and children spend several hours each day collecting water from distant and polluted sources. The time it takes to walk the average 3.7 miles for clean water is time not spent working at an income-generating job, caring for family members, or attending school. At any given time, half of the world's hospital beds are occupied by patients suffering from diseases associated with lack of access to clean water. I hope we can protect our water and find a way to carry on. If you liked the video, please subscribe. Have a nice day.